7 stars and just around 95% average destruction. But we're seeing this first base of Amon of Indian Clashers. He's decided to protect that town hall all the way in the core, surrounded by walls. And remember, if you send a blimp with sneaky goblins potentially in it, you know it can't pull any giant bombs, so it would 100% be safe if it lands in there. But we're seeing with this first attack coming in is going to be that queen charge Lalo, and decide to say, hey, the log launcher is the play.
And this is an unusual base design. A lot more often from these top players, we see them kind of sacrifice the positioning of that town hall in order to make it a bit more frustrating and difficult for the attacker to get that 3-star. Instead, this is actually some of an anti-2-star design, and WQ17 might really be able to punish that hard, getting a good insert over on the right corner, knocking down the Eagle Artillery. Doing pretty well on time so far and getting set up for this Laloon. I do have to say, though, WQ17 didn't get the triple in his previous war. He was one of only 2 players on this squad that didn't nab it. So with another queen charge in here, he's going to have to do more work and take up on top of that miss last time, the opportunity now to come back and vindicate himself for a win.
Yeah, with this wall break off to the right side, now it'll let the queen continue her walk towards the top, but notice the time. We have just over 1 minute and 30 seconds left. The queen is stepping directly into the single target inferno range. There's the freeze to keep her going. Here comes a log launcher to make its way all the way to the town hall and decide to say, hey, the Grand Warden needs to be used to help protect this push. Another freeze is through, so he should have no problem making his way to the town hall. But then the Lalo's gonna not have the Warden at all.
Yeah, very dicey strat here, committing a huge amount of offense for this Town Hall dive, but that's really kind of what you do have to do when the Town Hall is so well protected in there. Log Launcher gets the easy crack through so many layers of walls, but the Town Hall gets activated and the CC is pulled. The Queen's not able to get the lock on there, and that's going to force out an invisibility spell now to protect her, well positioned by WQ17. He's got less than a minute, though, for half of the base still remaining, and he hasn't even deployed the Lalo yet, Carbon.
Yeah, it was only just about 40-second. Lalo with 15 balloons. The Warden ability goes off. The Queen only has a few healers left. She secures the Town Hall. Her ability is forced. And now he's moving his way right over. There's the enemy Queen that's going to lock onto this Hound. It's going to pop. The Wizard Tower is there. And the Hound is gone. And with only 24 seconds left, he's got 5 balloons still to use. But, I mean, does he expect to finish this off at, like, no time?
I don't think he can. This is a doomed attempt. There was still 2 air defenses on the back end. He did manage to knock down one with the Royal Champion there, but 10 seconds left and so much base spread out to the very corners of this map. Congratulations to Amon from Indian Clashers. ZBB are missing out on their first strike.
Very high. So, one defense could be a difference maker, but will they keep holding the defenses be strong? Can they answer, though? And they're deciding E-Dragons are the answer with a double poison spell. Interesting, they're taking poison spells with the E-Dragons, let alone taking 2 of them here.
Carbon, in all 3 of our prior wars, the first 2 attacks have always been 3 stars. This miss here for ZBB really cannot be overstated. It is so important for Indian Clashers now to take this opportunity to get the lead early and force ZBB to go on a 3-star attempt streak for the rest of the war. They're going to start out ahead potentially and really have an easy go at it against a squad that seemed really terrifying from the early bracket here, getting a smashing victory over Shark's Assassin, but not able to hold on strong for that first strike.
Yeah, and the Town Hall does go down from the Queen, so that is a huge investment right there. Wow. Beautiful job. He doesn't have to worry about sending a blimp over it. Here goes an early Warden ability. Double Rages should be coming in. And notice, the early Warden ability is really to protect these balloons so they can keep going through, pulling some Seeking Air Mines. Decides to switch it up and goes with the Stone Slammer off to the left side, pushing his way into the air defense. Notice, we do have a King and Royal Champion to use. Standing there. Now it's going to run all the way across the space where the E-Dragons are pushing through.
This is gigantic Electro Dragon value here, chaining lightning onto lots of targets on the interior. Free spell goes off on the multi-target, and a little bit of spread here will help these Electro Dragons target multiple different defenses at once. Multi-target Infernos aren't necessarily bad for the E-Drags, but not really that great either. They want to target onto the air defenses first. Another one goes down. That's more lightning from the sky. Ravender Sahu's made it to the back end, though. One of the top strikers for Indian Clashers, using a tried-true, old, and reliable attack strat here. The E-Drag will get it, Carbon.
Wow, the E-Dragons really dissecting the space through, and he even swags the Invis and Poison.
I will say, in defense of ZBB, though, that was the strongest hitter for Indian Clashers in a spot when we would typically expect to see, a less scary base being targeted first with an attack strategy that is kind of more reliable, standard, meta. So to see Electro Dragons go in there, it was fun. It was great. The lightning, crashed through the sky. The fireworks flew. But will they be able to keep up that momentum through into the mid-war? We'll see now with Lee Sao starting hot and fast with these Dragon Riders, Carbon.
Yeah, these Dragon Riders pushing their way straight through. Does have a handful of skeleton spells to use. Remember, you wanting to use this on potential single target or just where the defenses can't do splash damage. So like a single target Inferno, Expos. The Wizard Towers are not, or multi-target Infernos do so much damage. Obviously, they will splash through it. But here we go. There is a freeze out of the Town Hall. So the balloons from the Town Hall, they can try to secure it. Dragon Rider comes through to help try to grab it. It does go down. But I'm looking at where these Dragon Riders are, and they're pretty much gone with so much left. And this is going to be a defense, unless this World Champion somehow can clutch the rest of this up, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, there is way too much base right here and now, Carbon. This was a lightning-fast attack from Lee Sao, and that's a really risky play. It's super high risk, high reward to go in there so aggressively early on, dumping nearly all of your spells, committing hard to try to get a fast spread through, just a pancake slap against the side. If you make a good connection, though, you can take down a ton of buildings, even with fewer spells left on the end. If you keep your troops up with a good Eternal Tome, you can really get a quick strike that helps out not just on time, but for cleanup becoming very little problem. If it fails, though, as you're seeing right now with Lee Sao, despite having picked up a 3-star with Dragon Riders in his previous war, he's now coming home with a 2-star. And in the mid-70s, too. This is devastating for ZBB.
It is indeed Indian.
Upset for a squad like ZBB to miss twice in a row on the first 2 hits. Do you credit that to the base building of Indian Clashers, or has there been some sort of snafu in the attack strats from ZBB?
Yeah, the base building for Indian Clashers has to be getting credit, which we always focus on the attacking side of the game. And we talk about it where the players pick the perfect attack strat. They come in here, beautiful queen charges, beautiful warden walks, but we never really give credit to the defensive side of the game, which is almost, if not more important, to be holding your opponent to those lower stars and percentages. But now we have Indian Clashers, if they can keep the momentum going with a 3-star of their own. Look at this. The balloon even pulls a Seeking Air Mine to protect these healers and investing a Freeze Rage Blimp to secure this Town Hall.
Aggressive play from Vidan, and he's going to get a deep dive with this queen charge along the bottom row. Gets the 1st star claimed as well, and he's just trying to set up to nab as many crucial defenses as he can. A scatter shot and an air defense nearly within reach for this queen charge. She's going to get slowed down quite a bit by a dual Lava Hound Ice Golem CC, about the biggest slow factor that you can get in a clan castle. Poison Spell will take out those pups, though, and with the Barbarian King charging already through on the bottom section, Vidan is really doing an excellent job at diverting his attention to multiple different targets at once. Gonna especially need it because he's got a minute 30 left and needs to get this La Lune in.
There is so much value in the core, but there's also so much damage. Scattershot goes down. There's the Invis to keep this queen protected. Needs to get to the enemy queen, which he does. Inferno Tower goes down. And now these Expos, is all 3 of them going to lock onto him at once. He's saving on to this World Champion, and down she goes to fly right under the balloons. And the Queen, with that race spell, is getting so much value in the core. Get ready for probably for a whole Seeking Air Mine, or all these red air bombs here with the Tornado Trap there. But he still has the RC ability still to use. with just under 1 minute left.
These loons are hot to trot, though. Early Eternal Tome protected so many that that's still a pretty massive, scary aerial army. Distraction for the right side scatter shot there is going to be good for a little while, but it goes down. That's going to be a massive amount of splash damage now onto those balloons. Distraction and retargeting now onto the Royal Champion, but that may have just saved his shot at glory. 30 seconds to finish this thing off as the heroes path in through the center. Loons are starting to get picked off one by one, and air defense can be finished off in time before these balloons start taking even more and more damage. I think he's got it, though. These heroes are looking healthy. The final salvo, clean it up. 15 seconds, Vidad.
It's looking fantastic with just 10 seconds left. It's going to be another 3-star for...
Got your golden ticket. The loss here, though, is just such a long haul slog from the lower bracket. You would actually need to win 5 more wars instead of just the 2. This is the crucial moment to pull ahead. And for the Indian Clashers, a squad that reached the finals in one monthly qualifier last year, took 3rd place in the Clash Worlds warm-up tournament this year, has attracted a lot of attention, pulling 2nd seed, and now so far ahead against ZBB. This is the team gaining the most momentum out of any in this lineup right now.
Well, if I'm seeing this right, I'm noticing he's got Super Bowlers. This is the first time we're seeing the Super Bowlers here in the qualifiers. Only 3 of them, because Super Bowlers do take up so much cam space, but they skip 3 buildings across. So much value there, but they also don't have that much HP, so you really have to be keeping your eye on protecting their health. These funneling, pushing them straight into the middle to try to get this value.
Yeah, this is a really interesting new meta strat just introduced with the new Super Troop. These Super Bowlers can kind of function in a way that's sort of similar to the way that we see sometimes P.E.K.K.A smash strats or even Yetis going into a base. They got to get those jump spells to hop over the walls, but if you get the proper positioning with that bounce, the triple bounce and splash damage on the end can really work wonders. Need to be very careful to keep them topped off and healed as best as you can, though I really like that Venus has been able to pair up the Queen Charge with these Super Bowlers. They're looking pretty healthy. One at half health there, but the rest of them getting healed and hopping over walls. Not much splash raining down on them. Eagle is out of here. 2 freezes left for the back end. This shot isn't going beautifully, but it still has a chance, Carbon.
Yeah, he got a beautiful value into the core of the base. Yes, he did lose the healers, but they did switch off onto the Super Bowlers as he pushed his way in. We're looking at this, the Raw Champion. I mean, she's doing her jumping jacks here. She's trying to push her way to the bottom side, getting her exercise in. Eventually, she'll be able to make it over that wall. But we try to also break down Super Bowlers, and you want to see the type of value that you can get into a core, and you protect that Warden with the popping. The ability protects the blimp, protects all that value as you push your way through. And even that blimp raged up, took out the Town Hall and the Inferno Tower there. So we'll have to see if it ends up being a 3-star, if they were able to then use the free spells for the Raw Champion. But still, no matter what, Indian Clashers still have a really beautiful lead with those 3 stars to start off that war. But Indian Clashers, what will their next set here? And it is going to actually be the 3-star. We're back into it, and there it is. The Super Bowlers walking away with the triple.
Well, hey, we might have lost connection for a second there, but the cameras were always running, and maybe we can get a chance to look at the breakdown for the latter stage of that attack, maybe later during our attack breakdown. Congratulations to ZBB-AOE. Venus here picking up a triple with a new meta strat with quite a bit of time left there, 16 seconds, and an extra freeze to stack on as well. So congratulations to him, and I'd love to get the full 3 minutes there. Maybe we could even go post that on social media or something, let everyone appreciate that attack for all it's worth. Definitely want to give credit to Venus for getting a shot there to try to turn this war around for ZBB.
And now, Amin of Indian Clashers wants to answer with the Hybrid. We haven't seen all too much of it, but it has come back into the meta due to the update to the Miners and the Hogs. But here we go. This blimp taking out the single. And the beautiful thing is, notice it pulling out the clan castle. If you pull out the CC early, that is so much value, because then you don't have to worry about pushing through the clan castle deeper into the base. Also, if there's rocket loons potentially in it, then you can react a lot easier than them just rushing out to your queen and potentially taking her down or causing inability. But he's funneling this queen directly into this town hall perfectly. Should be able to help clear this. And remember, you want to use your king on one side and then send your hybrid right in between where your king and queen are going.
This is a big chunk taken out of the base early by Amon, but having committed that battle blimp already, keep in mind that he's going to have to rely pretty much entirely on the hybrid to finish this thing off. This looks like a really good setup, and with the right side going to get even more value as the miners chip away at the exterior buildings out there, the hogs going in for the defenses in the interior. All that Amon has to do now is just dodge spring traps and giant bombs. He's going to use one heal spell right on the rip to protect from that scatter shot. Lots of splash damage could be deadly for them, but yeah, I think he's got it made here. Oh. As long as he can protect. Look, 2 giant bombs go off. That's actually good news because he's got the protection from the Eternal Tome here now ready to use as soon as it drops. And he had a heal spell already pre-fired on that compartment. Amon is just so happy with how things have started.
This is looking really good because taking out a Tesla farm that early, now you can focus your way pushing through the core with the heal there. And notice the king. The king took out that top compartment. Beautiful value to help push this hybrid towards the core, but he's not pathing to the Eagle Artillery, and this is starting to become a problem. And the Royal Champ finally decides to go over to it, and a handful of miners are up, but the scatter shot's going to lock onto it. Will he have just enough to still make his way through?
Oh, no. He has definitely got this. I don't like calling these too early, but Amon had just got like a sixth sense to predict where these traps are coming from. He got the heal spells not only for great value on big splash damage targets, but also being able to negate the giant bombs. Huge threats to a hybrid army, and this is such an incredible hybrid attack. I really hope, man, I've seen multiple attacks now that I want to break down from this war. Indian Clashers are on fire now with 3 in a row.
3-star after 3-star after 3-star. What a perfect. But now, can ZBB answer with a 3-star? They are currently down by 2 stars at the moment with the same amount of attacks used. So at this point, they need to triple out hope for some defense.
Hey, if any team is going to get prepped and ready for a World Finals later on, even despite meta changes, though, it's going to be the Indian Clashers. We asked them how many times they attack each day to prep. The minimum was 40 to 50 times. We even had Amon saying he attacked 60 to 70 times per day. So that practice really paying off in that previous strike by him, grabbing the triple. Now D's going to start off with a Warden Walk. We've seen these do pretty well earlier in the day, but really starting slow, and got to be really careful to make sure that you take down the crucial targets before you get your troops deployed. Otherwise, they get distracted and start to move off. Now D does get an early deploy here, though, relative to how these Warden Walks sometimes start off, and with a crucial stab at that bottom compartment, will be able to nab the Town Hall relatively easily and have great protection for the multi-target Inferno out there, hopping over so many walls, Carbon.
Beautiful. The Warden ability did protect these Super Wizards and the P.E.K.K.A, but they're beating the wrong wall. Oh, they finally do now take that jump spell to the top multi-target Inferno. We still have the Eagle Artillery, the World Champions pushing their way through to help try to secure it. But luckily, the Ice Golem and whatnot has frozen the area there. There's the King protecting the RC as they continue their push. We still have quite a bit on the edges of this base here, Woody.
But the P.E.K.K.A s are dying. It's hard to keep track of where all these troops are going, but just listen for that death knell. When you hear her go, that means P.E.K.K.A is down, and the Audi really needs to rely on her to be able to make it all the way back out and around the base. He's holding on to this Queen ability as long as he possibly can. Oh no, big traps triggering on those healers. That is not good news at all. Gonna have to crack down a wall in the bottom compartment if he wants to try to get the full cleanup here. Keep that Grand Warden safe if you can, though. That's a lot of extra DPS that he needs to hold on to.
The problem is he does not have any more super wall breakers, and the Queen is just going to walk around the scatter shot. Does have a baby dragon trying to push its way in, and the Archer Tower locks down. And so that baby dragon raged up. Luckily, the healer is not within range to slow it down, and
that baby's
the
mad.
Healer is getting close, and there. Wait, the healer just stayed right on. There it is. The scatter goes down. Luckily, the scatter went down, and the Queen just can't reach the ground expo, though. And it's just going to fall short.
I don't really like the timing for that queen ability. It could have been popped off a lot earlier if he was looking to get DPS from extra archers. It could have been used later if he was worried about damage coming in against her. Nonetheless, it looks like she will be able to survive until the end of the encounter and get some additional cleanup along these inside edges. But just like we said, he's going to have to work up against a wall, and there's no way to get over it here. Piyush has built an amazing base and has once again denied ZBB. Out of 4 attacks so far, ZBB only has 1 single triple, and the Indian
be enough to advance to the next level here in a qualifiers like this with these pro players. But let's see if Piyush can come in with his answer of a hybrid. We do have a couple single target Infernos next to this town hall with a rage spell. He's going to try to go to the enemy world champ, getting sprung a little bit. Scattershot goes down, and the RC just barely had a little bit of health. And now going to push this queen, continuing towards the town hall. We got a lot of firepower waiting for him as he enters that area.
Score line at the start of this strike is 9 stars to 9. Indian Clashers are so far ahead that Piyush just needs to get the reliable 2-star up, and they will be able to walk away with a win. But where's the fun in that, Carbon Fin? Let's see a triple again and set us up for a potential perfect war for the Indian Clashers. What less would you be satisfied with, especially having to go up against Batang next?
Yeah, absolutely. Batang has been putting on a show. Back-to-back 14-star performances, and even against Strive Gaming, the #1 seed. But here is this Queen Charge continuing. Does make her invisible, protects her and the healers. Notice the Eagle Artillery. Where is it? It must be on the top side, all the way out of our view there. Meaning that Eagle could do quite a bit of damage. Hopefully it doesn't actually lock on to the Queen's healers. And there it is. You can hear it activating. It's going to be locked onto something unless the King... Okay, so the King is what went up on the top side, sending the hybrid through. But this Queen, I don't think she's going to survive this anymore.
Yeah, battle medics are doing their best to try to top her off, but that was a massive amount of defense. Ground targeting expos. Point defense is surrounding her from all angles. Bad funneling for that Queen. Still, though, she's done a lot of work on that outer edge, and maybe with the healers swapping off and trying to help out these hogs a little bit up here, he could still have a shot at it. 1 minute to try to get through these compartments, but golly, that is a lot of damage dished out by the multi. Scattershot is just hammering away at this big clump of troops globbed up right in the middle. Forces out a freeze, and that's the last spell that Piyush has got. Still holds on to the Royal Champion for one big more ability thrust, but with so many defenses up and these miners and hogs just getting destroyed, wrecked by this splash damage, they could barely make it through one compartment before they melted away. Same story as the Queen on the bottom. It's looking like a triple is not in the cards here, Carbon.
It's not going to be a 3-star, but it's still at least a 2, and they have a healthy lead. They are up by 2 stars here with the same amount of attacks used, 4 apiece. And all Indian Clashers have to do is their final attack, just walk away with a 2-star, and they will be moving on to the next round. What a performance so far. Set them up for success. And this war has been the defensive side. Against
Batang, another squad that is really well known for their offense, but, you know, slips up every time, once again on defense, and doesn't always get those triples either. Urek getting a miss there, and giving a little bit of a chance there to Tribe. Tribe didn't ultimately get that pickup, but that was an opportunity for Batang to keep in mind for Indian Clashers going forward. It's going to be Lore as the next striker for ZBB-AOE. A triple here takes them up to 12, and they would have to hope for some incredible 1-star defense to get the win.
Yeah, and that's highly unlikely when they know exactly what they need. They can easily secure the town hall with a blimp or send dragons in. That is no problem whatsoever. But here we are with this attack of dragons itself, but it's got the dragons with the bat. Hopefully it does not lure out this clan castle, because it could contain a lava hound. But there's a super wall break, opens this compartment towards the town hall, should be able to secure it. Then he could send the dragons from the top side, which looks like there might be a better funnel set up there. Push his way through. Well, actually, maybe not, because the sweepers are pointing a little bit at the top. Maybe come over the Queen at the bottom.
Easy early charge to the compartment, though. Even with Expos locked on, this queen is going to be able to grab that Town Hall. Good timing on the ability there. Unfortunately, all of her little healer helpers are going down pretty quick and fast, but she has done her job, and Laura is now ready to start the main phase of the attack. It's big balloon dragon drop from the bottom left side. Early attack onto that air defense, and he's only really got, I think, one left to worry about on that top right compartment. Besides that, he's going to have to face off against a single target Inferno in the top left. I do not know what his plan for that is, besides bats, and lots of bats. He's going to have to get excellent freeze spells off against any multi-targets or any scatter shots that still remain. But Lore has got a really good plan. Let's just see if he can execute, Carbon.
Yeah, the bat should come on the top scatter shot up there. He decides to drop a giant to distract a little bit of the point defenses. And the scatter shot should be going down to these bats. Has plenty of phrases. The real big threat left is that wizard tower on the far right for the bats as they move their way around. And notice he's just barely moving the hound right around the base with the use of the archers.
Oh, yeah.
And these bats are crushing his way through with 3 more phrases. And I mean, little late there, but he does end up taking that wizard tower down. Beautiful drag bat triple with 25 seconds. Should just be enough to get it.
I think he was eager to try to get a 3 freeze swag at the end. Look at the smile on his face. He knows how.
We see they're down by 1, but they got this last attack to use, and he's deciding the super witches are the play. I mean, super witches, you tend to come in from the opposite side of Town Hall. He's not going dragon. You know, if I was in a situation like this, I would have been like, I don't care what my plan was. I'm just going dragons. I'm blimping the Town Hall and calling it a day, grabbing the 2 stars and moving on.
Well, hey, why not get a chance to have a little bit of fun and experiment here? Now, you can see in the bottom left corner that the Indian Clashers need a 1-star and 79% to win. The 2-star, as you mentioned, Carbon, is also sufficient. Krish Vishnoi, ready to take a big crunch out of this space, has got a long start here with the Warden Walk. You know, I think we saw another war earlier today, Carbon, where there was an easy opportunity to just grab a win between ZBB and Shark Assassin, actually. Yeah. It was ZBB Lore who, in the 5th attack, got a 2-star 72% that barely got the eked out the victory on percentage. I hope we don't see another risky play like that from Krishna Vishnoi. But nonetheless, with super witches and 2 jump spells, he is almost certainly going to have perfect pathing to get to this Town Hall and make sure that at least the dubs is up on the board.
Yeah, this is looking a lot safer since he's charging near the Town Hall with his jumps to give him access to it. The King's coming on the top of the base. The rage is down for these super witches. He does even have the War Internal Tome to use to protect them. And there's the jump. He has access to the Town Hall, but the King is also pushing his way into there. Now, there's the Warden ability protecting these super witches. The headhunters have actually gone and targeted the Warden, but they are going down. No worries there with the Sea Spirits off to the left side. Pekka Wizards coming out to help protect. King's ability should secure the Town Hall, and he should lock this one up. There's the freeze, no problem there, and he's pushing his way through to continue for the triple.
1-star and 2 claims.
Yes.
Indian Clashers have done it. Victorious over ZBB. They will be moving on. The 2nd seed team will face off against Batang tomorrow. They can rest easy knowing that they are one of the top 2 in this final month of the Clash of Clans World Championship. But can they pull off another triple? Krish Vishnoi on the final charge sends in the Hog Riders. Free spell in that crucial bottom compartment, knocks apart a multi-target Inferno, and ready to toss out that Royal Champion shield. This is looking great, Carbon.
Absolutely, with a 3-star action to close this off. The RC ability goes through, and Indian Clashers are putting up a 14-star performance here in the qualifiers. Indian Clashers, beautiful job, 96.6 to a 92.2, 12 stars. So it was the